middle. Two hearts on the line just a little. She doesn't know which way to turn. Either way, somebody gets burned. 'Cause I'm long gone, finally reached the point of no return.
I'm sure a lot of us have felt that way at some point in our lives. That is Long Gone by the Posse Band, and we have them on the line right now. You said that actually went on the charts as a song, correct?
It did. It went on the national charts on the chart number 17, and I did it independently, and I was there with all the big boys, so made us feel really good. Also on there, Doug Supernaw was singing with me on there, so he does a little bit of singing on that song with me too.
Nice. Do you want to tell us the story behind the song? Introduce yourself, tell us what you do at the band, and tell us the story behind the song.
Well, I'm Britt, and I'm the founder, and the Posse has been around for 33 years, and we still have 3 original members and 1 honorary. The honorary member has been around 28, so that's close enough to 33. So we're doing our thing. We've always been the Posse, but we also been known to back other artists up. We backed up Doug Supernaw for 10 years. I was his agent and road manager and in the band with him. So we had a lot of good times with Doug. We also did a regional thing with Johnny Lee. He did a lot of stuff in Branson at the time. So anytime he was in Texas, we did shows with him as well. And then we always kept doing our stuff. So Long Gone was pitched to us by a very good friend of mine, Wayne Turner. He was the lead guitar player for 26 years for Hank Jr. So you can definitely hear it was supposed to be more of a ballad if you listen to it. And I said, no, let's just rock it, because we're really known for being Southern country rockers. That's what we do normally. So that's how Long Gone came about. We just rocked it out. If you listen to the lyrics, though, you can tell it's about a woman in love, still a little bit in love with her first love, but falling for her new love, and she's confused. But I'm like, there's too many sad songs, so let's just rock it out. So that's what we did.
Absolutely. I love when genres get merged together and create something amazing. So many people are so stuck in the cookie cutter of that's not this genre, and I'm just like, it's beautiful music. Let's just enjoy the music.
Yeah. We're all over the place.
You guys just recently released another song. You said just last week, right?
Last week. Company I Keep, yes, last week.
Let's listen to a little clip of that.
Well, Company I Keep, Doug Supernaw wrote. He actually wrote it the first time by himself, but he didn't like the second verse. So we were obviously on the road together, and I quit doing things, and he slowed down on things. And after the show, we just sit there like so many other musicians do, and just sit there and wrote it on a tablet. And so we came up with it. Company I Keep. He at first did as a slow, because he was known for slow and ballad singer, and I've always been about rocking it, but I didn't think we should rock it. I go, we didn't make a good 2-step out of this, so we made a good 2-step out of it. And Lord, we've been playing that song for a long time on all of our live shows, and everybody danced to it, and a lot of people know that it's us, and they're like, they told me last week, you finally put it out. I'm like, well, it gets complicated, but yes, we did. I'm very happy. I'm happy how it came out, and I'm just very happy and very excited about it, and being back in the loop of things again. I kind of got lost in the shuffle along the way. So
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like living, and I tell everyone. So it sounds like you met up with an old friend and kind of rekindled that fire that you had, that passion for music. And I tell people all the time, like, that's literally why we are hosting these monthly events in the stockyards, is so that people can get together and network. It's literally about fellowship, because we're all out here living some sort of Groundhog's Day on our own. We are all doing the same thing in a different part of the country. And you kind of disconnect at some point, and you need to be around people that, are on the same path as you, that understand and can actually help guide you. And it's done a lot for our artists. I've seen so much growth in the ones that come every month for our open jams. I've seen, some of the artists that have come just take, get that fire and just blow up afterwards. It's been a really awesome thing, but being able to have a place where you can network with fellow musicians is really an awesome experience. And I'm glad you guys are back on the air, and let's go ahead and listen to a little bit of this new song that they just released. Their fans have been listening to it for quite a while, but this is brand new to the world as of last week. This is Company I Keep by the Posse.
I found the saddest songs I could find. I poured the last night's wine. Started out with empty and hate. Then I went down through the rain. John was down in Tennessee, counting his miseries. Vern was on his knees in church, praying to God how he heard. Just as Babylon goes away, we got every reason to be. We've been down some road I wouldn't want you to see. 'Cause if I laugh and sing too loud, I'll cry myself to sleep. Baby, just sad songs for company I keep.
That sounds absolutely beautiful. It's such a I had my head bobbing over here, I'm not gonna lie, listening to it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot.
I was like, man, this is a good cruising song. Just kind of chill and just envision the highway going down the road. Oh, can you tell I miss touring?
Yeah. I mean, people two-step to it, every night when we play. So
Where are you guys playing about?
I mean,
I'm sure that you guys have experienced a lot of road in the 30 years.
we done. I mean, oh my gosh, played all over the place. I mean, predominantly the big base is the South. We did a lot of stuff in Missouri, a little bit in Kansas, but pretty much Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia over the years. So, just all over the place.
And what area are you guys out of?
We're pretty much based out of Houston. I don't want to name the exact town, but we're pretty much in the Houston area, but that's a huge area.
Oh, no, for sure. It's a huge area. And I feel for you, man, because I went down there for the Texas Country Music Awards Summit. And it is so, like, I can't handle the heat in Houston. It's like the air is so thick and heavy.
Our humidity is worse. It's bad down here.
That's what it is. It's the humidity. I was just blown away. Like, I was like, gosh, I hope it isn't like this for these people down here all the time. Because the day that I went down, it just felt like there was a bunch of people just breathing down your neck is how it feels.
Yeah. It's tough, especially when they, want you to play outside. Summertime. I mean, we're old guys. We've been around a long time, and you don't win a lot of awards normally being young. So, I mean, sometimes you do, you win a few here and there, but you don't win a lot being young normally. So we've had our fair share of that. But yeah, when you get our age and you're out there in the heat, you're like, oh my God. So we did a show. I'm not gonna name names or anything, but we did a show, and they had two other bands that went on before us, and they were all younger, and they were all good. Don't get me wrong, they were good, but and they were younger than we were. But none of them brought bands, and the place didn't provide bands. And you could tell that we were old because all of us we had our own individual high tech fans that we all had for each one of us in case they didn't have anything. And they're all looking at it like, "Oh man," I'm like, "Well, that's ours." I'll see you later, Junior.
Right? Just man, the experience you get on the road, all those little tricks of the trade,
Yeah,
things that you didn't think of in the beginning. That's a good tip to put out there for those young cats that are
yeah,
especially gigging in this Texas heat. Every
yes,
time I walk outside just to take the dogs out, I'm like, I don't know how anybody works in construction out here. Like it is so much to deal with. I have actually experienced most parts of this world, and I think honestly, like I lived in Florida for 12 years, and on my life, I swear that it is hotter in Georgia. I think it's the elevation, but I got
hmm,
more sun on my skin there in 5 days than I've ever gotten hanging out on the beach in Florida. And I think that Texas is comparable to Georgia.
yeah,
it's
it
it's a
is.
different kind of heat. Florida at least has the water, the breeze from the ocean on both sides. I think is the only reason it's not hotter there. Um, that Gulf Coast wind, though, we get that all over Texas. I know when I first moved here, it's so weird because in Florida, when the wind starts blowing like the Texas wind blows, they shut down the bridges and everything. They're like, oh no, it's not safe. The wind is
Right.
over 30 miles an hour. They call it gale force wind. I'm like, 30 miles an hour wind? That's a normal day in Texas. It was weird to
Hmm.
me. I was like, man, it is so windy here. So, out of all of your travels, other than Texas, what would you say was your favorite place to gig?
Well, you know, I don't know. I've always liked Texas, and I've 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 had a lot of good times in Missouri. I mean, Missouri really has all the four seasons. I mean, winter is winter, summer is summer, but not too hot, but it's still summer. Fall is, it's perfect fall weather. So Missouri's always been good to us. And then I got a lot of family and roots in Louisiana and Alabama. So I mean, I like Alabama. I like Louisiana a lot because being close to Houston and Louisiana is really not that bad for us to go to. And so I would say Missouri, Louisiana, and Alabama besides Texas. But Texas is number one. Always be number one.
Absolutely. I have noticed that there is a lot of like the Texas Louisiana crossover when it comes to music and the country music, and I've noticed an even bigger crossover because we have Still Records out there in Louisiana, working with and promoting a lot of our artists here in Texas, which is awesome to see. My granddaughter just took off with a guitar pick in her mouth, little stinker. I'm like,
Don't
well,
let her swallow it. How old is she?
she's one.
Oh yeah, don't take it away from her.
You said don't take it away from her?
Yes, take it away from her. She's too
Yeah,
little. She's too little. Wait till she's 3 and give her a guitar. One, she might
right?
choke on it.
Oh no, for sure. That's what she's working on. I'm such a mean grandma. Oh, I know. Here's an airplane.
I'll be the bad guy for you. Blame
Here's
it
a
on me.
TV remote. Oh, we called in the posse. They said no guitar picks. They backed up grandma. Grandma had to put the smack down. Sorry. Oh, come here, broken hearted baby. So you guys have been together for 33 years, and what would you say would be a word of advice for the new artists out here, and I know it's a different world that we live in now, but what
Yeah,
is
you there?
one thing that you would say as far as a good tip or something to keep the longevity of a band?
Well, number one, drama. And, try to stay away from all the drama. And a lot of times it's family and friends and wives and girlfriends. It's all get mixed up in that. But, we've been a pack, and we're beyond a band. We're way beyond a band. We're family. And we are even beyond band family. We are like family, So we're real tight, good, bad, in between. We got each other backs. We've always had each other backs, and there's been he's and she says back and forth along the way that tries to cause problems between us, but we've always sit down in one-on-one or as a group and always just worked it out, because it's really easy. If the money's good, you can always, I can get this picker for this and this picker for that, but you don't, yeah, they're great pickers, but I mean, we know exactly what we're going to do, when we're going to do it. We know somebody's on, somebody's off, and we just take the slack up together, and we just click. That's why we've been together for so long. And all the big touring bands that are still out there that are live with live members, it's pretty much with them, because I know a couple of them personally. I'm not going to name names, and it's pretty much the same thing backstage we talk about with them. I mean, you're beyond being musicians at that point. You're actually family. So we know all each other kids and grandkids and everything. So, and we have our space too. We don't hang around each other 24/7 by any means, but we keep up with each other, and we talk. And so just keep the drama, the stress. Don't want all that confusion going on, and just stick to your music and just band together. It's not always about the money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think anyone ever really started music as I'm going to get rich quick idea. I think it's always been about the bonds and the stories and creating that. And in the world we live in today, like I said, is obviously different than the world that you guys gigged in. And I see so much now, like, they want something. They see the shiny thing and they want that instead of watering the plant that they have. And
Right.
I think that, like you said, sticking up for each other.
Yeah.
And just focusing on the fact that, you guys have goals, and it is easier, I think, to have the same band. But I know that a lot of artists now are like, well, it's so hard, especially if you're trying to travel to do that. And so that's why I asked that question, because, I think that, it's beautiful when, you can have an artist and every single time, it's kind of almost like a different concert when they have other members. But at the same time, I think the stability factor with venues kind of look for, like, are you established and have, all your guys, are they the same guys?
I mean, don't get me wrong. We've had our bumps every now and then, and I had to get somebody to fill in, but they were, real tight with us. They knew the show anyways, but we always got back together. So we never, I'm not saying for 33 years we did every single show together. That's not 100% true, but we did probably 80% of all the shows together in 33 years. So we had some other people came in and filled in, and they were good people too. But our paths always came back, together again. Right. So
yeah, and you'll have that. I mean, people get sick, life happens. We have another song that we were going to listen to. Do you remember the first person who ever bought your first ever guitar? Do you remember that story?
Oh yeah, that was definitely well, actually, my first guitar, I actually was known for a lead singing drummer, which what made us from the beginning. In 1991, of course, I was in other bands before that, but that's as far as back I'm going to talk about. I was a drummer, but my Aunt Bernice gave me my first guitar when I was like 3, and then I'm real short and stubby, so I had kind of a hard time with it. So I just naturally kind of picked up the drums, and then I did a lot of. I mean, when I was 8 years old, I was on the Bozo Show. If you remember that, but so
Oh my
I've been,
goodness.
I've been singing on stage since I was 3. So I've
Bozo
been
the
doing this my whole
clown.
life. Yeah, started doing regional stuff when I was 6. So but I always just choose the drums. But we were known, everybody except for the steel player, everybody in the band that I have now, and even some other guys that I had in the band, we've all sang, and we've always been known for our harmonies. So everybody sings. It's not just one person singing all night long. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Obviously, there's not. But that's what makes us different. We all sing, and we all do harmonies. So that really, works. So, but I
Can
kind
you
of got
tell
off
us?
track. But I was not being a lead singer drummer. And then I moved up as I
Can
got
you tell
older
us?
and replaced myself. So I just sing from up front now. So
Oh, right. Yeah, I think it's really cool when bands switch singers. That is like because it's like having more than one concert in the same time. I think it's really really awesome when they're capable of doing that. Can you tell us a little bit about? So I know it's the Posse band. Can you tell us a little bit about this Texas Hall of Fame behind your name?
yes, there are several different branches out there. You got the CMA of Texas. You got the Texas CMA, and there's Gulf Coast. There's several of them out there, and but one year we won the Band of the Year for one of them, and also got inducted into the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame. So that's how that happened. And it happened,
Nice.
of course, at the number one place in Houston. Everybody knows the number one place in Houston is Moe's Place in Katy. So every touring act has to play Moe's. So they've all done it. I don't care who you are, you played Moe's. So that's the number one venue in Houston. So if you're listening, Mo, I just gave you a big plug. So
Heck
uh, so anyway, so we got in the Hall of Fame and won Band of the Year and did all that, and that was great. And a couple of people commented on it, and I said, we're old and we've been around a long time. That's why. So you don't see nobody young winning that normally. So
Right? It's like a retirement trophy almost.
pretty
Almost.
much,
Big
and
retirement trophy.
it, yeah, I was definitely I was. It was 25 years then, and I was like, man, I got to slow down, and there was rumors, but rumors are just rumors, so I'm just gonna just do what I can when I can. I'm not trying to burn it up, 10 or 12 shows a month, no more, but I do 1 or 2, I'm happy. So
Heck yeah. So they are out and gigging if you guys want to snatch them up to party at your venue. So we have you were on the Bozo show at 8. You were inducted into the Texas Hall of Fame. Do you have any more fun stories you could tell us?
man, okay, so our first professional CD came off of Pertinalis Records. And if you go up to the Posse, you'll see 4 of us. And that whole album was up there, which everybody knows in the music industry is Willie's. It's Willie's label. Freddie runs it, but everybody knows that's Willie's label. So I had a young guy that brought up front. All the women loved him, and he was really green at that time. He's gone off to do really good by himself, and we're still really good friends. So we're up there recording up at Willie's, and we was up there, I don't know, shoot, 5 or 6 times, and I said, listen, I said, there's a good chance Willie's going to come up today. Oh yeah, that's cool. I said, yeah. I said, so if he comes up, don't embarrass me. And he said, what do you mean? I said, you know what I mean. Don't embarrass me. And he goes, well, I don't. And I go, well, just fake it. You smoke cigarettes. I said, so just don't inhale. But don't embarrass me. Don't say no.
Oh, right.
So we'll just stop there at that. Okay. We'll just go with that.
We all know what Willie's known for. He's such a legend. He is such a legend. And such an awesome man. It's crazy to see how, we all we're like 30 years old, 40 years old. We're like, oh, my back hurts. Oh, I don't feel like it. And these people have been out and just playing music just so long. It was like, I was awestruck to see Dolly Parton do the halftime show. It's so inspiring to see, they could have made it to a point that they could have quit a long time ago, but they're not. They're still out doing it and inspiring people and, continuing their passion and sharing that with the world.
Here's the deal. If you have it, I'm not being egotistical here. If you have it, you always have it. Unless major health problems come in. I don't care if you're 20, if you're 30, if you're 40, if you're 50, if you're 60, if you're 70. If you have it, you will always have it. Unless major health problems come and take, obviously. But once you got it, you always got it. And that's why I tell everybody, I don't care if you're 20 or 70 or 60 or 40 or 30. If you have it, you have it. And you will not lose it.
That's awesome and gives them something to inspire for. Like, you got to get it. You got to get it. Take those vocal lessons, take those trainings and those workshops and perfect your trade. They say 10,000 hours before you can master your skill. So, all right. Well, we have encounters with Willie Bozo and the Hall of Fame. I'm excited that you got to stop on here for your lunch break. Thank you for sharing.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
With us. We're going to listen to this last song on our way out. As he said, they switch up singers all the time. He's actually drumming on this song. You want to tell us the quick story behind this tune?
I'm the drummer on this song. The songwriter was Jeff Horde, who's a real good friend. Well, he's passed away now. Was a real good friend of mine, and also a real good friend of a good friend of mine and yours, Jason Allen. So Jeff pitched this song to me when I was recording our big CD, and at that time we had another guy. I still sang a lot, but we had a young guy up front named Brian Sacco, and he was up front and did like more of the front singing and did a lot of singing. But at the same time, I still got like 20 songs in a night myself, so, but he's actually vocals on this one. And this one is our only number one, exactly 21 years ago this year.
Yeah. You said it went number one on CD Text, right?
It did. And of course it charted, on the other charts really good, but the official number one was CD Text. 21 years ago.
That's such an awesome thing. We're going to play a little bit of this, Off My Mind by the Posse.
I quit my job at the factory, and I know exactly what it is that I am gonna do. I found a spot on a riverbank where I can go and drink and forget about the day that I lost you. And I've got a cane pole in one hand and Jim Beam in the other. Jerry Jeff's on the radio singing Redneck Mother. And I've got everything here by my side to keep myself satisfied. It may be crazy, I don't know, but it keeps you off of my mind.